Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to the channel and welcome to the next installment of my tutorials on how to complete the Leviathan raid. So for the purposes of this video, I'm just in here solo. As you can see in the top left hand corner of the screen, I'm in the pleasure gardens, or dogs as I will probably refer to it through the entirety of these tutorials and this video. So what I'm going to do today is give you a quick example of how to complete this encounter, what you need to know, what you need to do, how you need to arrange your fire team, what loadouts, things like that, so forth and so on. So when you first get to the encounter, first thing that you need to do before it really starts, kind of just a mini activity, is run around and kill all of the enemies down that are on the ground. Now a little tip before you do this. As you can see on the bottom left of my screen at the moment, I've got my rocket launcher equipped, and so I've got 2 bullets. Now, for each heavy guy that you kill, they're going to drop, or at least you get a shot on, they're going to drop some heavy ammo. However, sometimes it's not enough for your entire fire team to get full heavy, which you're probably going to need to kill your dog when you get to the damage phase of this encounter. So what I do is just go into my inventory and really quickly pull up your waterclip coil, equip it. And as you can see, now I'm in an even worse position. I have no ammo whatsoever. However, there is a glitch, which means when you pick up 2 bricks of heavy ammo, you can then switch to whatever heavy weapon you want, and it will be full. So if I just take these, there you go. So as you can see, I've got a couple of shots, and very kindly, that heavy guy, or that beast handler, as they are called, dropped 2 bricks of heavy. So what I'm not trying to do is pick up any more, so I can show you how this glitch works. But as you come in here, all you need to do first of all is just kill all these guys, okay? So just so I'm not getting beasted by the beast handlers, I'm just going to take them down, and the dogs that are running around real quick so that I can explain this next bit. Okay, so there's nothing around me right now, so all I'm going to do now, as you can see, bottom left hand corner of the screen, my water coil has 2 rockets in it. All I'm going to do is go back into my heavy. My personal favourite for this is using the Sins of the Past, the raid rocket launcher. Any rocket launcher will do, merciless will do you fine, even a sword will do you fine, especially on normal. It's not too difficult to kill your dogs. So, okay, so I've switched, and what would usually happen if you just switch heavy weapons and you have no ammo? Well, you'll see what happens now. I switch, and there you go. Bottom left of the corner, I have full heavy. So yeah, little tip for you. Stick your water cliff on, pick up 2 bricks, and then if everyone in your fire team does this, everyone's got full heavy, and you can just run around and rinse the remaining heavy guys. So that's what I'm going to do now, make my way around the map. But the encounter doesn't really start until all these guys are dead. So I'm just going to run around, find as many of them, or find all of them even, and kill them as I go. As you can see, the loadout that I'm currently using is, I've got the Better Devils, hand cannon on, and I have Uriel's Gift, the Void Uriel's Gift, and also my Sins of the Past rocket launcher. But as I said before, any heavy really will do the job in this. Shotgun, sword. My personal preference is a rocket launcher. You do have to be a little careful with the rocket launcher that you don't accidentally blow yourself up, because that can screw over your fire team as you're trying to complete this encounter. But you know, it's whatever floats your boat, whatever you're most comfortable with. If you're comfortable using a rocket launcher, use a rocket launcher. Only thing to really remember when you're killing your dogs in this encounter is not to be jumping in the air whilst you're trying to put damage on them, because they will not die, or you will not put the damage on them that you need to kill them. So yeah, so quick tip, stay on the ground when you're trying to kill your dogs. And I'm not talking about these dogs right here, I'm just going to talk about the ones that will spawn once everything's dead and the 2 crystals at the top are picked up. Okay, so once everything's dead, if you look up to the top here, you can see that now 2 things have spawned, 2 little crystals, or almonds as people call them, and the encounter will start fully when those 2 are picked up and they're held at the same time. So we're just going to take it nice and slowly now. What you can do is not have 2 people pick them up straight away, it's just have 1 person pick one up. They can then make their way around wherever they want to be. You know, if you make a mistake and you fall off and you end up on the ground by accident, that's fine, because the encounter doesn't start until both of them are picked up at the same time. So these little almonds or crystals that I'm holding, they can be used to fire a beam of light, and you need to do that to hit some spores that are on the ground. So, but they won't work, so I'm holding my trigger button down now trying to fire, and it's not working because I need to be stood in one of these prisms of light. So as soon as I'm in the prism of light, you can see now the crystal's lit up, and there we go. Now we can have a laser show, we can shoot it around all over the place. Okay, so it can now be used as a weapon. Alright, if you're not inside one of those prisms of light, it won't shoot. So where I personally like to kind of start this encounter off is, if I'm working on the right side, which is where I am now, is right over here. Okay, so we have 4 spores, sorry, my bad, on each side. So the way this is orientated is if you were stood on this central area here where you pick up these crystals, and you're looking straight out across to the door where you first came in, everything on this side here, so this is the right side, and we've got 4 spore locations on the right side, and then we've got the left side over here, and we've got 4 spore locations on the left. Now the left is really easy, so if you've got somebody that's not confident with what they're doing, put them on the left side and just show them what I'm going to show you in a second. If you've got someone that knows what they're doing, or they're a little more confident and they're okay jumping around the map, then put them over on the right side, because effectively you might have to move a couple of times on the right side to be able to hit the spores. So for the prism holders, which is what I'm currently holding now, or almond holders or crystal holders, whichever way you want to call it, you're going to have to jump around, move around your side of the map to shoot your crystal into one of the spores. So down here we've got R1, so that's the R1 spore, so if that lights up and you need to hit it, that's where you need to shoot. Then we've got cave, which is right in the centre, or rocks as some people call it, and there's the spore right in the middle again. I'm still in the prism of light on top of the cave area, so that's where that one is. From here you can actually hit the R3 spore, which is down there. Okay, so R3 down there, and finally you've got R2 down here, which you can't hit from the top of the rocks or cave area. You need to jump over onto this one. So that's R2. We've got R1 over there in the distance, R2 down here, R3 down there, and then obviously cave. So you know, you can see how I'm having to jump around to be able to hit these ones on the right side. So I can hit R2 and R3 from here. R3 is just at the side of where we first came into the area. R2 is kind of centrally based just below this big ring on the wall there. Okay, so that's R2. R1, we can't really see it from this position, but it's just the other side of that rock. And then cave, funnily enough, self-explanatory enough, is in the middle of the cave. Okay, so for the right side, that's what the right prism holder does. Now, the person that's on the right or the left, doesn't matter whichever way you want to work it out. So you have 2 guardians that are holding these crystals. First thing they want to do is go and get themselves in position. When they're in position, drop your crystal. It won't despawn, it won't disappear. It'll stay there. And that will give your fellow teammate, who's going to be working on the left side, time to pick theirs up and get themselves into position before the encounter starts. Now for the left, as I said before, the left side is really easy. So if you've got somebody that's not confident, or you're a new fire team coming here, you've never done the encounter before, the left side crystal is the easiest job. Okay, so L1 is that spore that you can see in the distance over there. Okay, L1. And you have to kind of just squeeze over a little bit, careful not to go too far because you step outside of the area where you can shoot. But that there is L2 spore. They're kind of easy to see when you need to go to them because they light up. There's like a pink purpley glow around them, so you can see. So that's L1 in the distance up here, L2 down here, swing around and down, L3, and then in the centre is trees. Okay, so in the middle of trees there is also a spore. So what will happen is when this encounter starts, one of these spore on the left side and one of these spores on the right side will light up. And so you're going to have a crystal holder on the left, crystal holder on the right, and they're going to call out to the person that's leading the encounter which spores are lit up. Okay, so for example you might say L1 and R2. And what will happen is the 4 guys that aren't holding crystals, they're going to be following a lead around the bottom of the map and making their way to those different spore locations. Alright, so the crystal holders, you're just going to work out which one's lit up on your side, let the leader know which one's lit. So for example, L1 on my side's lit up, not that it is now, but I'm just doing it for example's sake. And when the whole fire team or the 4 guys that are following make their way to that spore, you're going to shoot it, and that is going to give the team a buff, an empowerment, an amount that you can then damage your dog by when it gets to that phase. As soon as a spore's been hit, whether it's been hit on the left or the right, a heavy guy, beast handler, is going to spawn from one of the doors that are at the top. On the left side, it's relatively easy again because you've only got 2 doors to cover it. So he's going to either come out of this one here, or he's going to come out of that one there. And you want to kill him using your spore, using your almond, your crystal, your prism, before he hits the ground. So as soon as you see him, you just want to just quickly check between the 2 doors. Okay, he's come out of this door here. Shoot him, kill him before he hits the ground. Because when he hits the ground, he sends the dogs crazy. They run around all over the place, and they're going to see your mates that are running down at the bottom and kind of screw up getting the amount of empowerment you need to kill your dog. So on the left side, it's really, really easy. Just do it there. I'm just going to make my way back over to the right side so I can show you on the right. So those heavy guys will spawn every time a spore is hit. Okay, so every time you shoot a spore or a crystal holder, one of those heavy guys is going to turn up. And if your mate on the left side shoots one with his crystal, one's going to turn up on the right side as well as the left side. So you've got to be kind of on it. As soon as they've been hit, you've got to watch it. So the right side, a little more tricky. You've got 3 doors to watch. 1, 2, and 3. And he's going to come out of one of those 3 doors. Again, just keep scanning. As soon as you see him running out, get some shots on him, kill him before he hits the ground. And that's it really for the crystal holders. Crystals is a pretty easy job on this. One extra thing to add on the left side, you don't need to worry about this because you're not going to be jumping around, but on the right side you are, is if you are jumping around to move yourself, to navigate yourself to a point where you can shoot one of the spores down at the bottom, you've got to be careful not to jump over the dogs. So you're going to have some dogs patrolling. So where I am now, you won't see it in this footage because I'm just in here on my own, is you're going to have a dog that's going to kind of patrol along to this spore here. He's then going to patrol down and down that way there. There'll be another dog that's kind of patrolling up and down this area here, and there'll be a 3rd dog. This is on normal, not on prestige level, but there'll be another dog that'll be patrolling somewhere around the back over there. Okay, so you need to be careful when you're jumping around the map not to jump over the top of a dog. If you jump over the top of it, you'll get seen and it kind of messes it up for everybody. So just take your time, wait for the dog to move out of the way, and then jump when you're not going to jump over the top of it. Okay, so that's pretty much it for crystals. Now, for the rest of the group, the other 4 guys that aren't running crystals, they're going to start up here on this little plate here. Okay, once both crystals are picked up, then this will open and you will fall down below, which I will show you in the next video when I show some footage of actually running the entire event and how to kill your dogs, how to work out which dogs people are going to kill, so on and so forth. So you're going to drop down through into the floor, into this central chamber, and each of the 4 guardians, there will be a spore that you can pick up. So you're going to pick it up, you press X to pick it up, and you're going to hold on to that as you run around the map, and the leader will be listening out to which spore's lit, and the guide will be taking you to each spore. So for example, I might say, okay, L1, R2. So first you might go to L1. This is without being seen by the dogs that are patrolling. You wait there till the crystal holder shoots it. As soon as he shoots it, you make your way back across. For me, I always go through the safe room every time, but because it's closed, because I'm here on my own, I can't show you that. And then you make your way round to L2 spore. As you can see, it's quite foggy down here, so you can't really see very well. When you get to L2, quite often we'll crouch in the grass and just wait here, just for the dog to move out of the way so it's clear, and then you can run across to L2. And the crystal holders will shoot it, and then they'll shoot the heavy guy that spawns. You make your way back, listen to the next call. Okay, the next call is going to be trees, so we're going to make our way over to trees. All the time, the leader of the dogs in camp being careful not to get seen by a dog. Okay, we get to trees. Crystal shooter's going to shoot the trees one. Okay, it's R1. Move our way back over to R1 until you have a big enough damage stack to kill your dog. Personally, I recommend if it's a new group, you can do it at 36 guys. You don't need to get a massive stack of 60 or 48 or anything like that. You're going to get times 12 empowerment for each spore that you hit with 4 guardians stood next to it. So you can do it on 24. 24 is doable. You can kill your dogs at 24. However, depending on what subclasses and things your Guardians are running. That can be a little tricky. We usually run on 36 just to be a little bit more on the safe side, get us 36 empowerment, and everyone goes and kills their dogs. Some groups I know prefer to get a 48 stack. If you're running a Titan like I am now and you've got the Arc subclass running, 2 pulse grenades and a rocket will kill your dog, okay, pretty swiftly. So you'll allocate which dog people are killing and you'll run to that dog and you will kill that dog. Another little tip is once the dogs have been allocated, so each person will have the dog to kill. I should back up and explain this. There's 6 Guardians in here, and on normal there are 6 dogs, okay? So for the left side, there'll be 1 dog at L1, which is right here. There'll be 1 dog in trees, and finally there'll be 1 dog at L3. On normal mode there is not a dog at L2, so there's no point saying I'm going to go and kill L2 dogs, there won't be a dog there. That's L3 down there, okay? So for the dogs encounter, you need to just decide who's going to take which spore or which dog on the left side. So usually the way we run it is if you're running the crystal, if you're a crystal holder left or right, you always take the L3 and the R3 dog because they're the easiest ones for you to navigate to and the hardest ones quite often for the rest of the team to navigate to. So crystal holders usually jump down and kill the dog that's at L3 and R3, okay? The rest of your group will call out which dogs they want, whether they're going to take trees or L1 on the left side, and on the right side the dogs are at R1, R2 and R3. As I said before, crystal holders usually take R3, but the other 2 Guardians that are left that are covering the right side, they'll either take R2 where I am now, or alternatively R1, which is here. There is no dog on the right side in normal mode in caves, okay, so you don't need to worry about having somebody that's going to cover caves because there won't be a dog there to kill. Only other thing before I kind of move on to the footage of us as a team actually completing this is quite often people get lost, people get disorientated when they're running around, moving between these spores, getting empowerments, because quite often people don't know how to lead it, they don't really know the way around the bottom here, so they're not sure where they're going and they can get lost really easily, and all of a sudden everyone goes, okay, go and kill your dogs, and you've got people running around all over the place like, I don't know where my dog is, I don't know where my dog is. The best way to navigate yourself, doesn't matter where you are in the encounter, there's a couple of different ways you can do it. First of all, jump up high, get a good vantage point. If you can see the big gold callus right in the middle there, you know the right side of the map, the left side of the map is over on this side over here, so that's where your L1, L2, L3. The side that trees is on is the left side of the map, only because it's orientated as if you were stood in front of the big gold callus looking back across the playing space, okay, so back across this way. So one way you can orientate is you jump yourself up in the sky. If you're on the left side on L1, I know that that's right near callus on the right hand side if I'm looking at callus, on the left hand side if I'm looking away from it, and that's where L1 is. Same thing, trees is pretty easy to find because you kind of jump up, look around, okay, there's a big stand of trees there, it's going to be in the centre of there, so if I'm on trees on the left side, that's how I'm going to find my dog. If I'm on the right side, again, just jump yourself up nice and high, look where the callus is, look to the left of him. R1 is again as close as you can be to callus, and just down the side of him here, okay, so that's R1, and alternatively, if you jump up nice and high, look for the big gold callus and see him. R2 is in pretty much the middle of the map, right below this circle, so it's another good place to orientate yourself from. You can jump up high, find the big circle, okay, I've seen the circle, I know that R2 is at the bottom of the map. Okay, so that's where the dogs are going to be on the right side, is R1, R2 and R3. On the left side there'll be L3, trees and L1. There is no dog in normal for cave and there is no dog in normal for L2, so don't bother running into those spores. If you run there and you think, oh, there's no dog, I've got no dog, why have I got no dog? I'll tell you why you've got no dog, because you're stood in the wrong place, okay? Final tip is, when you're doing this encounter, if you kill your dog, great. If you're having trouble killing your dog, speak up. Do not suffer in silence. But also do not shout I need help, because nobody's going to know where you are. Instead of shouting I need help, let people know which dog it is. Okay, so I need help at R3, I need help at L2, I need help at L1. Call out the dog, because quite often you're running this with a group of people that are from a LFG group. You don't know each other, you don't know each other's voices, you don't know who it is that's calling out. You were remembering which dog you were at, so you can't remember which dog somebody else was at. So rather than saying I need help, just call out which dog it is you need help at. Anybody that's killed their dog can then run over and help you out at your dog. And that is pretty much it, guys. Hopefully you enjoy the footage of how to complete this for the full run, which I will tag in at the bottom of this video, but you'll also be able to find in my Leviathan raid tutorials section. Hopefully you enjoyed this, you found it useful. If you've never run the encounter before, or you've not been as successful and you've not been doing it particularly efficiently, then that may have helped you out. If you're struggling to orientate yourself, hopefully things like looking for the big callus, looking for the big hole on the wall or the big circle on the wall, those things will help you out to enable you to complete this relatively swiftly. So if you enjoyed the video, if you found it useful, please drop a like. If you see fit, please subscribe to the channel, and I will catch you in the next one. Have a good day, guys. Peace.